you go. Welcome to bowl number 1 of the bowl extravaganza series that Scott and I have planned. You are on the show Heading Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. I am your host, Scott Steen, lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com.
And I'm your co-host, Scott Rochelle, senior handicapper over winnersandwhiners.com.
All right, and together we make up the show Heading Back to the Window. We do that every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, as well as our bowl preview series. So, Scott, 1 of 42. You ready to get to it, buddy?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, we are doing this live, so if anybody stops by and wants to put their pick in the comment section, we're going to keep track of them. We're going to see how the consensus picks do for each of the videos as well. So whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching later, put your play in the comment section. I'll tally them up, and we'll see if we can keep track. I'll see if I can do that on Saturday when we have 8 games. But for Friday with the 2 games, I have confidence we can get rolling. So the format is this. Scott and I are going to each take turns reading or reciting our memorized list of factoids and things about the teams that we like. We're going to put out a play, and we're gonna pick a side. If we have a feeling on the total, we'll lay that out. But we will do a side on every game as well. Joan says we're back. Yes, we are, and so are you. Weird. So Scott, let's get it rolling. This is the Bahamas Bowl. We flipped a coin before the show. I lost. You chose to go first. So lay your case out, sir.
So for this one, I'm going with Toledo. At the end of the day, Middle Tennessee is now on its 3rd quarterback of the season. And shocker, the 3rd-string quarterback to start the season isn't very good. And I feel like that's going to end up hurting the Blue Raiders because this Toledo defense has been streaky at times, but overall it's a pretty good unit. But you're looking at Vattiato, who is just not good at all. You're going through the numbers here, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. And I question how he's going to look against a pretty underrated Toledo defense. Meanwhile, Toledo offensively seemed to find its groove a little bit towards the end of the season. Unfortunately for us, who like the win total over, they took a little bit too long to figure out how to play offense. But in general, I think they'll take advantage of this pretty mediocre at best Middle Tennessee State defense. And I think the defense for Toledo should look pretty sharp. Give me the Rockets.
All right, very good. And I guess I probably should have said that before we got rolling. This is the Toledo Rockets in the Middle Tennessee State University Blue Raiders. Toledo 10 is they are favored by 10, and 50 is the total. Scott, this Toledo Rockets team, they are a master. They can teach a master class at shooting themselves in the foot. They are the most penalized team in the nation. However, they don't turn the ball over. They were last or first, if you prefer, in least amount of turnovers. They turned the ball over just 6 times on the season. It's going to be an interesting strategy because Middle Tennessee State, they led the nation in takeaways. So if Toledo can take care of the ball, they're going to be fine because Middle Tennessee State, they don't win if they can't get turnovers. And it's the Bahamas, kids. It's going to be windy. That's what it does down there. The Rockets, they run the ball much better than the Blue Raiders do. They average 5.3 yards per carry versus the Blue Raiders 3.5. As Scott alluded to earlier, the Middle Tennessee State University Blue Raiders were much better with Cunningham at the controls, 33 points per game, with Vattiato, 23 points per game over his 5. Not good at all. This Toledo defense, very good. They are a top 35 unit. They give up just 342.5 yards, 4.9 yards per play. If the Rockets, they don't turn the ball over, they keep the penalties to a dull roar. It should be very difficult for this Blue Raiders team to get enough going to counter a very, very good Toledo offense that seems to be finding its groove at the right time. Daquan Finn, very underrated guy. You've got some good quarterbacks there in the MAC. He's one of them. 16 TD passes, just 1 pick. He is a true dual threat, 418 yards on the ground and added 8 touchdowns there. And finally, Brian Kobach, another guy that could be playing for your NFL team next year. He's 10th in the country in rushing yards. He runs angry. He is 11th in yards per carry. That is a very, very solid team right there. I mean, the Toledo Rockets minus the 10 points.
I just think Toledo's going to dominate up front on both sides, which is going to tell the story of the game. The hard one for me was the total because it opened up at around 53. It's down mostly to 50.5 or 50 because, as you mentioned, the Bahamas, there's usually some wind going on, and that's definitely impacted the total based on weather. But Do you have a hard time laying double digits with an under, or do you feel like it's just a true combination of Middle Tennessee's offense just struggling because we don't think they're going to move the ball that well?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is for me because this is a northern a Middle Tennessee State team that wasn't outstanding against the run, and I think the Rockets are going to be able to have some success running the football. I would play the under here. Yeah, it's you always have to look when you thread the needle, but yeah, I'm going to lean under with the wind in the running game. So
I'm just trying to figure out if I like the under, and I think Toledo cruises, what type of score I'm looking at, because you're starting to thread a pretty thin needle because you're basically pricing Middle Tennessee in for what, like 17 points, 13 points? That's kind of
I
what
would have
you're
said,
pushing.
yeah, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30, 31-13, something like that. A couple of field goals.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the over. I
Okay.
feel like if I like the under a lot more at 53.5, but at 50.5, I feel like you've kind of missed most of the value for the under. I'll buy back on the over. I think Toledo with the ground game could potentially score 35 to 38, maybe more, because I really question how Middle Tennessee is going to stop the run. So if that's the case, I think Middle Tennessee will find a way to reach 17 or 21 points. So
All
I'll
right.
go with a slight lean to the over.
All right, very good. And I have a slight lean to the under as well. You and I are both on Toledo there. And that's going to do it for bowl game number 1. It's the Bahamas Bowl. That's this Friday. Enjoy it, guys. That's going to do it for Scott and I on this video. Stay tuned because we'll be having another one right around the corner as we try to head back to the window. You guys take care. Oh, don't forget to put your plays in the comment section. We're going to keep track of them and see how the consensus does. All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.